it credit repair, but we
Right.
call it food technology. Okay, so
Okay.
now it's looking like we're about to be live. Let's see here. Come on, Instagram is always like a little slower than the other ones. Here we go. Looking good. Okay. So I just want you to say something so I can check the sound real quick. Whatever you want to say. One, two, whatever.
Testing, testing. One, two, three.
Perfect. And then I'm going to jump in on my phone real quick so we don't have echoes. Good. So, okay. So I just want you to say something so I can check the sound real quick. Say.
Testing, testing. One, two, three.
Perfect. Sounds good there. Okay. Yeah, rolling.
Oh
Guys, we're
wow.
back. Facts with Max, episode 24. Again, like I feel like I've been doing this for decades, but no, 24 episodes, and they're only in the last like 2 months or something. But this, I'm very excited for today because I've been wanting to start introducing to people more of the sovereignty, which we can call it the big picture of basically leaving the matrix. If somebody hasn't checked out my new Pure Blood shirt, it says free from the matrix. That's what we do. We set us ourselves free from the matrix. And today I have a very special guest, and I call you the mental health coach. That's my name for you now. And I remember when I told you that, and you were like, no, but I'm not a health coach. I'm like, no, you have people with money problems. And that's kind of the biggest stress on the planet. So for me, that's mental health. But I'm going to let you introduce yourself however you want.
Oh, no doubt. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me on this, inviting me to your live today. My name is Cedric Butler. I am from Brooklyn, New York, living in sunny South Florida now. I have a company called New Era Success. And what we do is we help people with financial literacy. So I like to help others in that space because that's not something that's taught in our school system.
Oh,
And if
no.
our parents and teach us, or if our grandparents didn't teach us, and we learn it from somewhere, from family or friends, then it's something that we need to start discussing. I know it's an uncomfortable conversation
Mm-hmm.
having, but we need to start building wealth for ourselves and
Mm-hmm.
get in a better position to live better,
Yes.
physically,
And
mentally, and spiritually.
health are many things, obviously. Health is sorry, wealth. That wealth. Sorry, wealth is many things. People a lot of times just think that wealth is only money. I think it's a big of all the things. Like you need to be healthy, you need to
Yes,
not have stress for money, and for
yes,
me, obviously, I think freedom in general, just to be able to
100%.
actually do what you want to do and not what you think you must do. So,
Correct.
um
100.
yeah. I mean like I wait, what is oh my god, Rumble is playing something weird. Did you hear that? That was
I
really
didn't hear that. Yeah,
wait,
you paused.
hold on. What is it doing? Oh my god, that was so strange. The universe does weird things. Either way, we're working. Yeah. So I heard about you actually because you helped a very good friend of mine who had been in the position where the credit was just garbage,
Yeah,
basically.
right.
So
Correct.
today we're going to talk about, you're going to kind of share what you do. I don't know if you have any references, but what I want to do, what I want to share with people is this. I've been trying to on purpose screw up
Mhm.
my credit. I really have. And I came here from Sweden, I'm like in Sweden we're just taught to be like the perfect citizen. So I came over here and I had like 850 plus something credit score for like my majority of time being here. Fast
Beautiful.
forward, went into my spiritual journey, realizing that, you know what, money doesn't even matter as that much. Like it doesn't even, and then everyone has their own opinion. To me, money doesn't matter at all. But I was like, you know what? I need to learn about how to be free because I've been free for a while. And I was like, well, what is a better way to show people than me actually fucking up my own shit, right? So I've been trying to screw up my credit. It was like 850 when I started, and it's only gone down to 749. So it's not that easy to screw up your credit, to be completely honest. I'm gonna tell you. But like who are the people that come to you? Because you don't only do credit repair, you do other things as well, I know. But like
Yeah, correct.
are what is your average customer, or is it like all kinds of people from all walks of life?
it's all kinds of people. So it's individuals, and I also work with small business owners.
Mhm.
So with small business owners, majority of the time they're looking for funding. They're
Mhm.
looking for business funding. So they're looking for business credit cards or maybe a business line of credit
Mhm.
that they can help to grow their business, or they may want to purchase a piece of equipment, whether it's a truck, whether it's restaurant equipment, heavy machinery, so they can, use that to, start getting cash flow.
Mhm.
So I work with different people. Everybody have a different situation,
Mhm.
and I just try to solve their problems. I don't add problems to what they already have. We try to have a blueprint or take
Mhm.
a step by step action to help them solve their problem. So when it comes to credit, yeah, credit is everything living in the States, especially when you're trying to get a home or
Mhm.
get funding or a better, car payment. All those things come into factor when you got good credit. If your credit is bad, it's going to cost you more.
Mhm.
Whether it's you trying to get funding with NCAs or a hard money loan or a car where they charge you that ridiculous interest rate to get a car, where I know people got $600-700 car payments driving regular cars. Like, I always tell them, get your credit fixed first before you go get a car, because they're
Mhm.
gonna just destroy you. And then get in the car, they run your credit 10 times, up to 10 times, because you're trying to find the best deal
Yeah.
from the financial sources that they have. So I tell people that a lot of people don't know that. It's like that's why you got so many inquiries from a dealership, because
Mhm.
they're trying to find who's going to pay them the highest commission to
Yeah.
take that car. So so I work with different type of people. I try to help different type of people. One of our references, Achilles, you know him. I
Mhm.
came to me because I helped his cousin,
Mhm.
and prior to that, his cousin was a photographer,
Mhm.
and I helped him build his personal credit up. He got his business credit right as well.
Mhm.
Now he's doing amazing things. He has his own studio. I know he did his own fashion shoot as well, so he's doing big things. So I helped his cousin, move out of the 400s to the high 600s now.
Mhm.
So we're still, rebuilding his credit and doing some things with him. So he's able to transfer that, leverage that, get
Mhm.
some high limit personal credit cards, and then leverage his personal credit to get some business funding and go from there.
Yeah. So, how did you get into this? Like, how did you learn about this? Because again, like it's not something you can just read up on somewhere. And I've been going down the rabbit hole on debt discharge, which is the same. Like I actually told a
Yeah.
friend of mine about the things I've been doing. So I've been doing a lot of applications and stuff. And she gets, and I was like, you need to start looking into this. She got back to me, no, Max, but I googled what you said, and it actually says this. And I said, girl, you're not gonna find that on Google, okay? Like, trust me, you're not gonna find that on Google. So, like, how did you even find out about this?
So me personally, I have my degree in accounting.
Uh
So
huh.
when I left the corporate space in 2015,
Uh huh.
I started my company in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, I had a 660 credit score, which I thought was, good enough to get me a little bit of funding to
Uh huh. No.
help grow my business, and got shot down. So it was like, okay, what's really happening here?
Uh huh.
So me knowing or working in the corporate space, seeing how business credit worked and things of that nature, I started doing my research, ran across a gentleman who was doing business credit, business funding.
Uh huh.
So I started to learn things from him.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started to talk to other small business owners,
Mm-hmm.
they started telling me their credit was bad. So I was like,
Yeah.
how you guys is gonna get funding? And I was like, you got to work on your credit. That's the only way.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it upon myself to get my certification in credit repair.
Wait, you can get
And
certified in credit repair?
yeah, you get a certification. Yes, you can get a certification.
Mm-hmm.
The company is called CAA. That's who I went through,
Uh huh.
and it's a course that you take. It's just like getting insurance license. So it's like a course you take,
Yeah.
different chapters, and then towards the end, you take the big test. You got to get a certain percentage of the questions right, and
Mm-hmm.
then they send you out the certification. Shows that you passed the test. So I had an idea of how credit worked, but taking the course is always it's good to up your knowledge in the industry that you're in. So I wound up doing that, and then
Interesting.
I started working with the company
Mm-hmm.
to do credit repair.
Uh-huh.
And at the time, we were doing a pay per deletion, so we wasn't even asking for money up front.
Uh-huh.
We was actually working on people credit, getting the
Uh-huh.
items removed, and then
Wait, so
invoicing
you
them.
just explain to people paper deletion. I know what you mean, but
Okay.
what
Okay.
does that
Sorry.
mean?
Okay, so paper deletion is any derogatories that's on your credit report, such as a collection account,
Mm-hmm.
a charge off, bankruptcy, eviction, repo, late payments,
Mm-hmm.
inquiries.
Mm-hmm.
We charge a certain amount for whatever the account was,
Mm-hmm.
and then if it got removed, we would then bill you after we remove the account,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then the client was supposed to, take the invoice and then pay us.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh,
started working for a while,
uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
then a lot of people just stopped paying,
And
and
then
it
you got to send them
just
to
we
collections,
became
right?
yeah we became more the debt collectors,
Oh,
trying to recoup this debt,
uh-huh.
and wound up the owner of the company, he shut it down. He
Uh,
just said,
yeah, I see.
"I
There's
would take
like
yeah
some things about, I mean, I think that what you're doing is a little bit more in the open, it sounds like, than the part I'm doing, the debt discharge. I
yes
definitely don't think you
correct
can get certified in debt discharge because you
correct yes
personally do.
correct
But I mean, it
correct
kind of all goes together though, because as you explained to me, and again, like you're welcome to share whatever details you want, but as you explained to me, it's
Mhm.
not like you just go in and just pay off everything. That's not really how it works. It's more of a process,
No,
a legal process, right?
yeah, that's a legal process,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of to be honest, what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
is closer to learning like consumer law, because
Yeah.
consumer law, you can master the consumer law way with
Uh-huh.
the different statutes and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It will definitely help um, with removing a lot of items, because we kind of use consumer law with certain things
Mm-hmm.
when we send out our letters to get items removed. So consumer law is huge if you can really, when you really sit down and kind of
Mm-hmm.
learn all those different processes,
Yeah.
it can definitely help with what you're doing as well, like
Mm-hmm.
an added
You definitely need to
added
be.
benefit.
I mean, I've been researching and learning and stuff for, I mean, maybe not half a year, but close to it. There's a lot of information, and I can
Yeah.
see how, because I was told when I started learning about it that don't just do this, you have to know why and what you're doing. So if
Yes.
somebody is not interested in actually truly learning what you're doing,
Right.
don't really attempt it, because, and again, like, so the credit repair, I haven't looked into this, and for me, as I told you, I am not like, I'm not, I don't, in my intention is not to start doing credit repair. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just use you,
Correct.
I don't care. Like
Yeah.
my little because there's so much to all of this. I'm like, you got to kind of like pick your thing and learn it all, right? Like
Yes.
anything. I'm
Yes.
a photographer.
Yep.
I did it for 24 years. I know everything in and out about it. And then I
Right.
remember, like, when I started my business, I wanted to do everything. I did my fucking taxes and everything at first. I'm like, I don't want to do
Hmm.
that. Which is another conversation. We don't have to pay taxes. That's another
Yeah.
episode
Yeah.
to cover
Yes.
another
Yeah.
time. But that also goes into
Yeah.
the matrix part. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's but would you want to share, just like, again, like it's a huge process, but is there anything like little details you can kind of share with people? So one thing I know that you told me, for
Yeah.
example, which can be good to know, is
Mhm.
the credit bureaus are standalone companies, right? So they don't necessarily have anything to do with the companies whom you owe money, right?
That's correct. So the companies that you owe money to report
Mm-hmm.
to the bureaus.
Yeah.
So I always look at it as all of them connected in some
Mm-hmm.
type of way. I always looked at it like that.
Yeah.
That's to my huge thing. So one thing like I like to tell people, when you look at your credit profile, when you just look at your information, so like your
Mm-hmm.
name, your date of birth,
Mm-hmm.
all these different addresses, and then your employer information.
Mm-hmm.
If you remove a lot of those addresses from your credit report,
Yeah.
a lot of that other stuff will fall off
Yeah.
because they can't tie you back to the debt.
Mm-hmm.
But they keep all those addresses on there because all the information that you have in your actual credit profile,
Yeah.
some of those accounts are tied back to older addresses. So the
I
first thing we do is we clean up
mm-hmm.
that information on
Imagine
top
I have like
because
35 addresses or something. I
yeah,
saw because when I
yeah,
talked to you the first time, I went in and did my credit report on that page that you told me, not the one
yes,
done before, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's so much shit on here." Like just weird.
correct.
And I was like, "God, it's kind of creepy how they just know everything you've ever done." You know?
Oh yeah, that's why they and when you look at it, if you think about it,
Mhm.
your social security number is 9 digits. Your EIN number is 9 digits. Your Dun and Bradstreet number is 9 digits. Like everything is tied. So whatever you do,
And
that's
the
why they
secret
always
to
want.
the universe is
Huh,
369. If you know the secret
yeah,
to the number 9, you know the secret to the universe, which whoever created the system, they know this. Everyone's like,
yes,
what did she just say?" Everything's
right,
spiritual.
yes. So when people sit back and look at it, all this thing, is tied back. Uh, so I always tell people, yeah, every time, just like I remember a young lady came to work almost in tears
Mm-hmm.
because she got a phone call saying she owed money to the IRS.
Yeah.
And I said, look,
Ah,
the
yeah.
IRS never calls you. I said, they have all your information. They
Mm-hmm.
know where you work, they know where you live, they know your social, they know all your addresses. They'll send you papers to garnish you. I said, what you got was a scam call.
Yeah. Oh, they
I
do
said, if
know.
you want to,
I know for a
if you want
fact
to,
that I don't know my
huh?
taxes. I get phone calls every
Right.
week saying that I need help with my tax payments, and I was like, "Bitch, I don't owe taxes. I'm not an idiot. I know what I'm doing. I don't like come on." But I know I'm sure that if people are not really into this stuff, because if you just have
Yeah.
a regular job, you just do your thing, and you get that phone call, I understand you would freak out.
Some people, she got spooked. And I said, listen, give me the 3,000 that they asking for you.
Hmm.
Or matter of fact, give me half. And then we can make the phone call. I'll show you that the IRS never called you. Like, they do not call you. They
Yeah.
don't do that. They don't pick up the phone and call people.
Hmm.
They garnish your wages, or they send letters to your job and say, garnish this person check now,
I mean, these
freeze your bank account.
technically, I said that the power of the world, if they truly
Mhm.
want to, they can just go in and take your shit. Like, I don't know if
Yeah,
people know, like, for example, oh, child support, they just go into your bank account and just take it. Like, if you are actually genuinely doing something really wrong, they're just gonna go in and take their shit. Like, they don't need
right,
your permission,
right.
technically.
Or come get you and handcuff you.
Yeah,
Either way. Yeah,
because I was talking to somebody
it's
and
how bad it is.
and people don't take my advice. This is just for entertainment purposes, but I've been talking to a lot of friends lately that are freaking out over bills. And I said, "Oh, so you have any? I'm sure somebody on my fans have sometime in their life had a medical bill and just, you know what, I don't have money, and then they didn't pay it and it just disappeared by itself. Have anyone experienced that? Yeah. Same with all kinds of other bills. I'm like, what if you just don't pay it? I'm just saying. What if you just don't pay it? Some
Right.
things, depending on what it is, might end up in collection, but a lot of
Yeah.
things just disappear by themselves. And if they do end up in collection, it's yeah. Then like I after what you told me what you do, if somebody does not want to do any research, I don't think you're very expensive considering, because I think the most important question for this whole life is this. Let's say that I come to you. I have
Hmm.
shit on my credit report to say I owe $100,000 or something. And I'm like, oh
Yeah,
God, I don't have $100,000. So
right.
what you're doing is helping me not have to pay that, correct?
That's correct. Let's put it this way. We are legally using tactics, letters to remove it off the credit report.
Yes. Doesn't mean the bill is
Now,
gone. That's what debt discharge is for. But
that's
it will no
bingo.
longer be
Exactly.
affecting your credit, which if you really think
Correct.
about it, so if you need to buy a house, that's your dream, and you have $100,000 debt you have to pay, you can still get your house without
Hmm.
having pull up $100,000 first.
That is correct. So it won't be showing up on your credit report when they pull your credit report. They had
Mm-hmm.
just seen a clean credit profile. So
Mm-hmm.
when now your score will go up, and now you can get
Yep.
approved for your home loan. Now you can just move forward with your process.
So actually, I'm
And
gonna while we're talking, what is your website? I'm gonna just pull it up so people can see it.
oh, my website is new
Mm-hmm.
era
Era
success
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 dot com.
yes.
Dot com. Okay, so if you guys want to check it out, neweraSuccess.com. You can go
Mhm.
in here. They have a guide here to download, get a consultation. So if you book a consultation, is that with you? Or it could be with
That
somebody
is
else.
with me,
Okay,
directly with me.
with you. That is awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So now you've seen his face, get a consultation. So there you go. That is that. And I don't know. So I just remember what you told me, and I don't know if that's like go for this, but do you have like a flat rate or it's kind of like based off of each case?
Oh no. So we do a flat rate.
Mm-hmm.
Flat rate we charge if you don't have a bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1,040.
Mm-hmm.
1,040. No bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do have a bankruptcy, it's 1,560.
Okay, that's not bad. So
Okay.
let's say that somebody out there you have $100,000 shit to pay for, and you want to get your credit up $1,000. That's not very bad.
And then we
Because
show
I'm sure
you
most people have
we
more
show
than
you ways.
credit reports.
Yeah, yeah. We run across people.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of my first clients.
Mm-hmm.
He had about 50 or 60 medical collections on each bureau.
Wow, wait, they do actually send that for collections because
This
I mean,
this was back in 20. This was like, yeah, this is like in 2020,
I've never
twenty
even
nineteen, 20.
into collection, I think.
No, people they used to put the medical collections on there. And what was funny with him was
Hmm.
we removed 55 items on the first round.
55. Wait, how many items did he have on there, you said?
He had about collectively from each bureau was about 60 on each one.
Wow.
So we had about 120 or more
Wait, what
on
was wrong with
total.
that man? Who has so many
I,
medical
it,
bills?
it,
Why do
it might have been, I don't know if it was him or his family just had some,
Oh, god
issues.
damn it. He needs some
Yeah,
Acemannan in his life too, I think.
yeah, yeah. So it was, and the funny part about it is when he got his first invoice,
Hmm.
he was like, Cedric, I can't pay that. I said, I never actually paid $2,750 up front.
Hmm.
I said, at least you can do a payment plan.
Hmm.
And literally, that man told me that day, he was like, when I get out this session with my daughter, I'll call you back.
And never did. I
He's
think
still in that session.
some people are just in that pattern of living, and
Yes,
I don't think it would have mattered if your bill was $200 because some people are just like that. It doesn't even matter
yes,
what it is. They're just, that's just
yeah,
how it is. And
yeah.
priorities. And I've been talking to, I talk to people in general, and a lot of times when you talk about something that might have value to them, and the people say, "Oh, I can't afford it." You know what? If I followed you around for a day and just looked at what you spend money on, I bet I could find that money easily because people
He
waste on the weirdest shit. And I mean, we all do. Do you know how many? I mean, I was also a content creator, but do you know how many weird like computer subscriptions I have? It's ridiculous. Like I don't
right,
even know where they all come from. Sometimes I
right,
like, what is this? And I got an email like subscribe, and I was like, oh my god, I've been subscribed for 5 years. I don't even know what it is. So
yeah.
it's very easy to get trapped into just strange expenses.
But you said it best. A priority, like people prioritize the wrong things. Like I used to get a lot of people who called me that wanted my services, but
Hmm.
say they couldn't afford it right now.
Yeah.
But they forget we follow each other. You followed me, and I followed you back. And I
Yeah.
see you buy a pair of sneakers, or I saw you buy this,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's all
Well,
right. It's
well, my
your
journey.
mindset is not there yet.
I am going to when we first talked. I don't remember that is. I'm just working on screwing up my credit still. I'm not. It's not bad enough so that I need you yet, but I work because again, like I like to be an example. I don't like to just talk about things. I want to show what I'm doing, and
True,
for that reason, I stopped paying bills like 5 months ago
but
on
you just
purpose.
it, it,
On
it,
purpose.
what? Listen, whatever you sent out. They're not messing with your credit, it seems like.
I don't. For
Because
me, I don't care because I don't live in the matrix.
true.
So
True.
why do I need? Here's the thing. I used to have my old lifestyle was a fancy freaking super nice apartment in downtown Miami. I've had two sports cars like BMW i8 fucking flashy one, and then I had a Mercedes AMG whatever, and I had so many weird like expensive shoes, and I was miserable and I never drove that damn car. I swear I never used a car. Cars. It was two different occasions, but and I was what am I doing? Why am I here? Like this is just ridiculous. Like I don't need any of this. Every time I've moved, I've always gotten rid of everything. Every time I move, I don't bring anything. Like a few things, I bring my camera and my computer and stuff so
Yeah.
I can do what I do.
Yeah.
But like clothing, ever since I came to Albuquerque, I moved here in August last year. All my old shit is still in my house in Vegas. I rented it out with my shit inside. I just put it in a closet. Came over here. I'm like, I live in an MMA gym, and you know what's the most refreshing thing about here? Nobody fucking cares what you wear. I
True.
wear, and also I started buying only linen and cotton stuff because I don't want to wear anything like synthetic. So everything I
Yeah.
have here is like, I came here with like one bag because
Right.
material things don't matter. And I
Yeah.
think that the sooner people start to understand this, and I know like, okay, you do credit repair, maybe people want to buy a nice car. Like that's up to you. But I
Yeah.
came here and I had a very nice car on a lease when I came here. And I liked the car like that, fine, but it was $1,400 a month, the lease.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing with this car? Like I'm a conspiracy leaving the matrix person. I need some sort of old school truck that nobody
Yes.
can trace. So I got rid of
Fact.
the car. Still didn't even pay the payments on the lease. I just dropped the car off and never paid them. And then I went and got the old diesel survival truck from 2006.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's piggyback off what you said. Mike Tyson was on that Pivot show,
Mm.
and he told uh, Fred Taylor and them, he was like, my 3 years in jail was the most peace I ever had.
Yeah.
So
And
Channing
I
Crowder was like,
about,
yeah,
yeah. Actually,
yeah.
one of
Channing
my,
Crowder was like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, he was like, he's like, Mike, you had billions, da da da, this and that. He said, money don't buy you peace.
No, it doesn't. I bet too it's very stressful to keep up with things. One of my most favorite parts of my life was when I decided suddenly one day that I was going to be homeless. And I mean
Right.
like it wasn't, I understand that if you get forced out in the street it's different, but this is what people also understand. If you took everything away from me, if you took my
Mm-hmm.
house, you took my bank accounts, you took my car, everything, and you kicked me out in the street, I bet in a week you'll find me back living somewhere with a car and something to do. Like either you are that kind of person or you're not. I actively put myself in the position of not having stuff all the time. I left Sweden one time. I didn't have a green card. I didn't even have a visa when I booked my flight ticket. I'm like, we'll figure it out. I remember
Right.
when I first came here, I found like I was like I'm gonna because I needed to sort out the whole green card. So I applied for a visa to a school because I was like, if I have school visa, at least I can come here. And then I figured out when I'm here, right? So I booked my
Right.
flight ticket, and 5 days before the flight, I still don't have the student visa. I'm like, and I call these people. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need it on Friday because my flight is on Friday. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. They said. I'm like, no, it has to because I already packed, rented out my apartment, and I got a flight ticket. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Fuck it. I swear I got it like the night before the flight because I'd already decided that I'm going. And that's
Right.
kind of like getting into the whole manifesting spirituality, but
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
have doubts. And
Yeah.
that's, I think, the problem where people put themselves in bad positions. I'm screwing up my credit right now because I know it doesn't matter.
True.
Because first of
Facts.
well, and then maybe that's why I met you. And
Right.
maybe that's why
Fact.
I found out about that discharge. And maybe, like all the things will come to you if you stop worrying so darn much.
Yeah. 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 And you just you just a go getter. You just put stuff in play.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have doubts that, oh, I got to change my flight on Friday. No, I'm leaving on Friday. I'm
Yep.
letting you guys know. I have my
Mm-hmm.
ticket. I have my
Yep.
passport. I'm leaving. Period. So make
That's
sure it's
I'm
here.
sorry. I will never use my passport again because I applied for a national passport now that is not attached to a country. I can't wait. It's supposed to be here in a couple of weeks.
Oh my.
So I've
Oh
done
my.
all my applications, and when I have all the things here, so I'm going to Mexico first week of May. So that's when I'm actually gonna utilize my new stuff.
You're gonna do an episode just on that when you get that.
Oh
I can
yeah.
already see.
So if anybody's curious, it's called the website is called Common Law Court. If somebody wants to start reading up about it, I've done all the applications, and I got all my certificates. I have new birth certificates, everything. So I'm just waiting for the physical passport to get here. So basically, anyone can go on and get this. There is like no, you know how there are like rules about certain things, like just not
Yes.
anybody can go and get an American passport. Like there's a bunch of nonsense.
Yes.
And then depending
Yeah.
on if you're in trouble with certain collection shit, you can't even get it. And that. No, there's
Yes.
nothing like that. You guys just go and get your stuff. And I swear that these people are so helpful. They established in 2000. I don't know, 2007. I don't know. It's a legal business, and so I emailed them and I was like, hey, just curious. So I've seen so much. I did all my applications, super pumped. Just curiosity, but like, so your ID cards and passports, do they work for everything? And literally, this is the guy's answer, and he's like become my personal contact at this place now. He's like, any
I love
questions
it.
you have, like, just message me privately. Like, I was like, awesome. He's like, this is all he said: if you are not afraid to use it, it's very useful. I was like, that's all I need to know. Like, that is all
Wow.
I need to know. Because I think too, again,
Nice.
people have the fear of not trying. I told somebody the other day,
Sure.
do you know that it's optional to pay taxes? And they're like, what? I was like, just don't pay them. She's like, yeah, but what if, oh, there you go, fear. You're
Yeah.
going to keep doing it because you have fear, right? You're scared to try to not do it. You're scared to even try the other way. So how are you ever going to know?
There
Remove
was
your
a
fear and fucking live a little.
yeah. There was a group in the '60s or '70s that
Mm.
actually went at the IRS about that.
Oh yeah, there have been a lot. Everybody wants to
It's
research.
documented.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
There are
documented.
known lawsuits. Oh wait, actually, let's do this. While we're, I'm not the only thing I use Chat GPT for. I'm gonna do it live just so we see what it says. What are some known lawsuits where someone did they sue the IRS, or did IRS sue them? You think?
They no, they went after the IRS because
Uh,
I was on
won
a
against the IRS.
yeah, I was on
Why
a
are
Facebook group
about paying taxes? Well,
and
let's see
and
how it works.
yeah, and they
Okay,
actually brought the lady on.
here.
They actually
There are,
brought one of the ladies on.
there are very few cases where individuals have successfully won lawsuits against the IRS for not paying taxes. The IRS has extensive legal authority to enforce tax laws, and courts have consistently ruled that federal. Here's the thing: I also think that we have to take some of this with a grain of salt. I know for a fact that this has worked. So 1960. Okay, let's see something more recent. 2014, we have one. The IRS was found to have wrongfully seized assets from a taxpayer without following proper procedures. The case highlights that IRS can lose when they fail to follow due process. Okay, what else? The tax refusers disclose for tax return. I don't know, like how. I feel like we want more detailed information, but yeah, there are also a lot of people that worked for the IRS who has come out now afterwards and shared information where, but I also think, again, like, if you're going to do these things, you need to have a little meat on your legs. Like, you need to do a little
You
research,
better. Yes.
understand
Yeah. Yeah.
what it is you're
It,
doing.
yeah. Yeah. It's almost like when you go in a courtroom. You better know the lingo.
Mm,
If
mm.
you're representing yourself, gotta know the
everything
lingo.
is everything is legal stuff, and you got to understand the
Yes.
loopholes, or whatever you want to call them, because another thing that
Correct.
has gone viral now with videos are people that don't have driver's licenses. I don't have one, for example, but people had, like, there are clips on TikTok and whatever where the cop stops them and they're like, hey, give me your driver's license. They're like, I don't have a driver's license. Now we're gonna arrest you. No, I don't need one. And the cops is looking at them like, okay, funny, you know? Yes, you do. And they're like, no, I don't. And then they have nothing to back that up. Why don't you need your passport? What, you can't just say I don't. Like, are you 5 years old? Like, you got to explain, because also to understand, the cop doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. They're not
Correct.
supposed to know that you don't have to have a driver's license. They're just trained to follow their job. Like, they're just trained to do their job. So they're not going to
Yeah.
know this. But if you
Yeah.
really start to research this, and if somebody's interested, I mean, please feel free to hit me up. Like, this is all I do. I save information about this stuff. I've looked into everything, and then I kind of picked my thing. Like, pick your poison. You can't learn everything at the same time. So for me, it's been the debt discharge. I've gone down the entire rabbit hole on debt discharge, and then to apply for national citizenship. Basically, that's what it's. I think that's the actual term for it. These are the two things I've done. The credit repair was a separate thing, meaning that's probably why I met you, because I was like, I can't learn everything.
Right.
And I know like sovereign citizenship is a different thing, which is a little more risky as far as I've understood.
Yeah.
Because again, then if you do that, then not even the, like my friend was telling me, which makes sense. So, like for example, in America, we're allowed to have weapons, right? So if you're a sovereign,
Hmm.
then that law doesn't apply to you either, which can get a little complicated, because now you're not allowed to have a gun either, because that law does, so you have to like know what you're doing, like
Correct.
understand why. But I highly suggest, if somebody's interested, it's totally worth it. And I'm like, oh my God, because now when I've gone that rabbit hole, I already didn't believe in the system. I didn't believe in the medical system. I went down the health rabbit hole for so long. And I was like, I'm just going to do everything opposite of what they said. Now going down the next rabbit hole of like the money system, I was like, oh my God, everything is a lie. So now I have enough information about enough things to understand that we live in a matrix and we don't have to do that. That's why, thanks to these things, I became as spiritual as I am. I'm like, everything is spiritual, everything is energy. If you come to me like we're talking about mermaids the other day, all of these things are real. I have no doubt. I haven't necessarily seen everything myself yet. I've seen enough
Correct.
things to believe in everything. Let's just say that. I've
Correct.
seen enough things for you to come tell me about some weird creature. I believe you, because again, like I've seen enough to think that anything is possible, basically.
True. True. That's very true.
So
That's
all of
very
these
true.
things kind of go together in
Very
a way,
true.
which is funny. I was like, how does
It
credit
does.
repair have anything to do with mermaids? But it does, because just know that everything we've been taught is not what it is. Like, it's not what it seems.
Correct.
So
Right.
open yourself up to a lot of
Yes.
possibilities.
Yes. And there you go. You just said it. Like you just said it.
Hmm.
Change your mindset. You know what I mean? Unlearn what you learn.
Yes.
And I always tell people that because back in the day, knowledge was self.
Hmm.
When you wanted to learn something, you went and picked up a book, you read, you
Yeah.
did your research, did your due diligence. Nowadays, you just, they put stuff on the internet.
Uh huh.
They show you stuff on the news. Most of that stuff majority of that stuff is false from the get go. They only tell you 10% of it, which is
Yeah.
real. The other 90% is just BS. So we
I
have
think
to take
there
our due
are
diligence now to,
there are good
do
books,
that.
and actually I just got a
Yes.
book delivered today. I need to show, and this episode is very quickly spiraling into other things. So I bought this book. It's DMT entities. So I
Mm.
have, like, most of my life, like I never did anything, no psychedelics, no drugs. Like, I used to drink alcohol when I was younger, and then I stopped that. I was just never about anything. I don't smoke weed, nothing like that. In
True.
January 1st this year, I'm like, I want to do DMT. It's time. I want to see what this is about. I'm on my spiritual journey. I want to see, and I think now was the time, because I've done so much spiritual work naturally first, and I wanted to see what it was about. So my friend Joel, King Bau, he facilitated the whole thing. We had a friend who actually made the DMT with love. All the things matters. Don't go buy some trash in the street. because you're putting the energy in your body. So I did it. It was an incredible experience. There's an episode about my entire experience on Rumble if somebody wants to know. And then I'm like, I did it. It was great. I've done it. That's it. You know, probably never do it again. You know, it's not that kind
Right.
of thing. You just kind of do it and you do it. Then I get this book. Let's just say that I kind of changed my mind and I want to do it again. So I have only read 7 pages in this book so far. Like I literally only read 7 pages so far. I just got the book a couple of hours ago. And it's about, funny enough, the first study or research ever on DMT was made in New Mexico, where I am right now. New Mexico or Albuquerque is an energy vortex, if somebody doesn't know that. So it would make sense they did it here. But they're talking about the science, how they are studying DMT in facilities. So they're giving it to people and then basically seeing, you know, what they're experiencing, and then they're trying. So typically if you do a trip, if somebody knows, it's like a few minutes, that's it, and then you're back. So in these labs they're obviously doing it for hours and even days. And now when I read this, I was like, oh my fucking god, I need to do it again, because now I need to go back in with that knowledge. So the whole, what they're saying is that the whole purpose of DMT is to communicate with entities like extraterrestrials and stuff. And I'm already doing meditations for this, but I was like, now when they're explaining what you see in the DMT experience, I was like,
Hmm.
shit, I never actually went in there. So what they're basically saying, have you ever done it?
I haven't. No.
So you see incredible thing, like it's probably different for everybody. Depending on your state in life, you can go through some horrible things first until you reach the good. I only had good.
Right.
I think I did it at a time in my life when I had done so much self work to only go in and experience the good. But basically you're facing all your demons, that's what they're saying. But you're supposed to,
Okay.
everything you see is only a distraction. That's what they're explaining in this book, which makes sense. Everything is very like crazy detailed, colorful, like distractions. So that whole
Yeah.
point with it's supposed to, don't get distracted and go past it, and eventually you'll get to the other dimensions where you then can start communicating when the entities. And I was like, oh shit, I ran into Joel, I'm like, I have to do it again.
Well,
I was like, I never in
that's
my
that's
life
real.
thought that I would actually want to do something like that again, because I'm very, I meditate naturally, I don't, all this stuff. But I was like, wow, now I want to go in with that thought that don't get distracted, keep going.
True. True. That
It's,
makes sense.
I guess, 7 pages into the book. I can't wait for what else they're saying in there. I'm like, okay. Super cool.
And since you're already in that space,
Hmm.
it's only going to take you deeper and deeper
Mm.
to what you're already doing.
Because right now, I don't know when he's gonna come live with me, but I'm doing an astral travel class right now with, his name is Alabar Jones. Is a very famous exorcist and astral traveler. So I were
Oh,
about 7 or 8 weeks into the class, and it's incredible, as to say. I mean, we
oh
haven't
wow.
astral traveled yet, so if somebody's interested in this, there's a lot of work to get to the point where you actually do what it's supposed to do. Because the first thing you have to learn is to completely cleanse yourself from everything. So right now, the training is about how to instantly get rid of bad energy. So let's say that I'm going about my
Hmm.
day, and let's say I go out and drive my car and you fucking hit my car or something. Like you ruined
Right.
my day, right? You have to
Right.
be able to instantly remove that bad energy and keep going in joy. Like that's the practice right now. You have to, and this goes for all kinds of stuff: mental trauma, bad energy, like events, injuries, like sickness, everything. You need to get to the point where you can instantly remove whatever is negative out of your body. So we do that, and like DNA repair, ancestor healing. Like there's a lot of steps to actually get to the part where you astral travel. Because when you go in there, and this is another episode I'm going to have. I have a guy whose name is Casey. I had on a little while ago. He was in the military. He did remote viewing for the military. He came out, he got cancer and a bunch of stuff. He almost died. And we're going to do another episode about the remote viewing, because he said they never train them of how to do it safely. They just send them out there to remote view and astral travel, not
Right.
teaching them how to do this safely. So he would like basically come back home with all the demons in the world
Right. Right.
and
It
drug
makes sense.
energy and just depression. And like, does it not make sense how so many militaries have PTSD? I mean, could definitely come from
Yeah.
me watching horrible things, yes,
Yep.
but I also
Yeah.
think a lot of them are doing like such as remote viewing, coming back with all of these demons that are now affecting their life because they're in the astral world dealing with some really dark shit, not knowing how to
Yes.
come back home without bringing it back home.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
Hundred
there's
percent.
like I
And
said.
that transfer of energy is real. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
some real stuff. That's some
I
real
mean,
stuff.
there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Like when I, anyone out there, all these dating shows and stuff they do. And, when I was young, I didn't think about that. But something which I know in the modern world, it's very common to just date around, like fucking new partners left and right. You have maybe a boyfriend, you break up, it wasn't the perfect thing a week, 2 weeks later, and whatever. You're exchanging energy with so many people. I never thought of this when I was young. I'm like, oh my God, it makes so much sense that I felt certain ways and whatever because you think it's not a big deal that you're being intimate with some stranger. You don't know what the fuck they're dealing with. And that leaves an imprint on you. They're leaving a part of their energy in you. You going about your day not even realizing why you're feeling a certain way now.
Soul ties. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it's called.
Or even
Soul ties.
ancestors. So in our course, we also talk a lot about ancestors. There might be actual energy coming from like generations up that you don't even know about. Let's say like grandma's grandma, she got um who knows, raped. I don't know. Like that energy is gonna sit in the DNA basically. So it's super freaking cool. It's a whole new world and it changes everything.
Yeah.
I've been when I was young, I was never like suicidal or anything like that, but I definitely was depressed, very depressed. And that's why I
So,
kept moving all the time because I was like, I'm not happy here. Let's go to the next spot. And then for the past few years, I can truly say that I am happy and I never have a bad day. I can have, my moments, absolutely,
right. Right.
but I think I can't have a bad day. And if I ever have a moment, I'm just depending on what I do, maybe I lay down and meditate, maybe I just do it like this, but I was like pull it out, let it go, bring in the good. Let's go.
Nice. Nice. And you that became a habit for you, so you know how
Yeah.
to do it. So when certain negative energy start coming your way, you know how to
Yeah.
back up. Force
Also,
field.
like practice makes perfect. Just like you go to, if you
Yes.
want to have good muscle and be strong, you have to go to the gym. You can't do it one time. It's the same here. Practice makes perfect. You can't think that
Yes.
the first time ever. I have a link in my Rumble bio. Actually, I'm gonna show people. It's in every single bio caption. There's a link to how to remove energy and trauma out of the body instantly. Let me see if I find it. Oh shit, no, that's not. Look at that one. Usually I have a lot of links in my captions because I try to put all the information we talk about there so people can do their own research. But where is
True.
oh there. So on my in my captions for Rumble, every time there's a live, you can scroll down and it says here release trauma by King Bau. So he does a step-by-step guide of how to
Mhm.
pull trauma out of the body. And there are many ways to do it. There's not like one way to do it. So if somebody watches this video and they're like, I've seen a different way. Yeah, there are many different ways, but they're all
Right.
the same concept. And trust me when I say it works. And if you do it the first time and it didn't work the first time, again, practice makes perfect. So what I do believe though is even if it's your first time, you are going to feel a little bit better. Even if you didn't completely get it out, you will feel a little bit better. And for every time you do it, you get better and better and better at it. So,
True.
yes.
Good stuff.
Yeah. What do you
Nice.
do
Nice.
yourself? Like, do you do any sort of, are you into
I,
meditation or?
I'm more physical active, so I go to the
Mhm.
gym and stuff like that. Do like what you call it, the hit type deal.
Huh? Yep.
At a local gym by me. So yeah, he's pretty intense. His workouts are pretty intense. So I
That is
do that from time to time. But And I want to do like more breathing, more meditation and stuff like that. So slowly getting
Ooh,
into some,
I'm gonna tell you. So one of my clients, she's a breathwork coach, and I've been wanting to bring her on live and do a live breathing class.
that
So
would be
I don't
great.
have a date, but it will be soon because she has one tomorrow, but it's a private one. And then I'm
Okay.
gonna have her back. I've had a live with her a while ago. Let me show people. So her name is Carla. She's awesome. Here. So this episode 22, how do you actually manifest? It's me and Carla.
Mm,
So she's a breathwork coach. She's certified Ayurvedic. Ayurveda is like Indian medicine, basically. Medicine through
true.
food and spirituality. So she's like 30 years certified in all this stuff. She's been in India. She's about to go back to India and become like literally surrender herself to spirituality. It's she's
True.
super cool. She's also one of the best exosome scientists in the world. So she studies exosomes, which now leads into Acemannan because the company she works with, and so Acemannan. But if somebody doesn't know what exosomes is, exosomes. Wait, am I saying this right? Stems exosomes are inside stem cells or the opposite. I can't remember. I think it's a stem cell and then it has exosomes in it. And Acemannan
Mm,
increases stem cell production up to 400%. So let's just say they're very interested in Acemannan because they can get more exosomes.
mm,
So
and
yeah, let's jump into that topic because we're going to talk a little bit about Acemannan. And you are, I've told you some about it. You have not
yeah,
even tried, don't really know very much about it at all. So
right.
I'm just gonna kind of let you ask me whatever questions you want without knowing about it. And then
Well,
obviously I
tell me.
want you to try eventually, but
Of course. So, give me the benefits of this product.
yes. So we work with we call it food technology. We don't call it
Okay.
vitamin supplements. And why do we not call it that? Because all we do is take a food, we extract the healing molecules out of food and take away everything else. No sugar molecules, no toxicity, just the healing property inside food. So I mean, do you want to? I just don't think it's too good to be called a supplement because a lot of supplement is complete trash, and I don't know of any supplements that achieved what it did for me. And I've been a health fanatic. I'm turned 40 years old this year. I've been a health fanatic my whole life because my mom was always sick and I had a lot of issues. And I used to have I had scoliosis when I was born. I had allergies. I was born early, so like my ears were not developed. My pee
Mm,
system was not developed. I had urine infections, ear infections all the time. I was allergic to dust. My stomach was like okay in Sweden, moved to the United States. My entire digestive system collapsed, probably from the shitty food. So
wow.
then I had a lot of accidents. So I had itis. We're not soon enough. We can actually say all the medical terms, but fuck it. I had arthritis everywhere in my whole body. I was like a 90-year-old lady. I couldn't open jars like this kind of stuff. I would literally either have to ask somebody or I would take knives and like try to pop them. I'd
Mm,
have to hold myself in the wall to sit down on the toilet. And then people say, but Maaxx, you're a world champion bodybuilder. Are you sure you had pain? Do you know that? Do you know why I pick bodybuilding? Because you can alter everything. I bet you that nobody has ever seen me do a regular squat or deadlift because I couldn't do it. But there are always ways around everything. You can alter every exercise to work so it doesn't hurt. Meaning, I can only do the squat in this angle, and if I do it in that angle, I'm not walking for the week. So it's a sport that kind of works for injuries, if that makes sense.
makes sense.
But it's not very functional. So like I could even like go about my day and just like, oh shit, I just fucked up my knee from fucking stepping into my car, you know? My knees would
Right.
always hurt like when I drove and everything. I was using peptides. I was loving the peptides. I was eating super clean food. I was allergic to basically everything, including like healthy stuff. I couldn't eat bananas. I couldn't have cashew nuts, no vanilla. I couldn't eat beans. I couldn't eat chicken or eggs. Like my allergy list was so long, it was ridiculous. So I just ate a
Wow.
few foods. I did rehab for my world title competition. I did rehab 3 times a week. Do you know what that cost? a lot, let's just say.
Yeah.
Fast
Yeah.
forward to like January, I heard about the technology. It took me 2 months. I had no scoliosis, no arthritis, and no allergies. And then my hair, I had 3 packs of hair extensions. All my hair grew out. My hair didn't take 2 months though. That took longer. So I don't know. My hormones balanced after 2 weeks. No ovulation cramps. My period became 2.5 days on the dot. All the women in Alovea have 2.5 day periods. All of us. We've like all talked now. You too? 2.5 days? Yeah, me too. It's crazy. Like no mood swings, no PMS, like none of that. And it works for men too. No road rage, no nothing. So what
Okay.
does it do? You're like, okay, like what? Tell me more than that. No. So
No,
it's
it's all good.
our main molecule is called Acemannan. We have different molecules, but that's the number one molecule why we're so uh, famous in what we do. We're still fighting the system, obviously, but
Okay.
Acemannan is a molecule inside the aloe vera plant. It is not the aloe vera plant. Please let me like point this out properly for people. If you have an aloe plant and you put some gel on yourself, that's not the same. When you cut the aloe plant, the Acemannan dies. It's a little different, but within a very short period of time, let's just say. So if you have
All
an aloe plant, you cut it and you fucking eat it very quickly, yeah, you're probably gonna get some Acemannan. But if you leave it be for a while or buy it in the store, you know how you buy the leaf and it's already cut off? Like there's no Acemannan in that. So you're
right.
still getting benefits, but you're also getting toxicity because aloe has sugar molecules and toxicity. You can be I was actually allergic to aloe vera. Also, that was also on my allergy list.
Oh
Acemannan
wow.
you can't be allergic to. Acemannan also helps reverse allergies. So, fun enough, if you're allergic to aloe vera and start taking Acemannan, maybe you won't be allergic to aloe vera later. I am not anymore. So it acts like mother's breast milk in the body. It has something called mannose. If somebody is a woman on here, you have a baby, you have mannose in your breast milk. It's basically the exact same thing, but from the nature, meaning it can't hurt you. It's not harmful. You can give it to a newborn baby, you can give it to an adult, you can give it to an animal. It doesn't matter. It will optimize and turn on our immune systems. And what we're saying is, oh, so can this benefit me? Anything in the world that would benefit from a good immune system will help, meaning everything. So then people say, oh, but I don't know, so wait, you get rid of your allergies, but I have, and and they will come up with some random health condition. I say it doesn't matter because Acemannan doesn't cure, treat, or heal anything at all it does is to optimize your immune system so that your body can fight itself, whatever it is you're dealing with. It doesn't matter. And you might even experience things that you didn't think about. Like, I didn't think I could get thick hair because I've had shitty hair since I was a kid. I didn't even know there was anything else. I'm like, this is just our family. We just have shitty hair. I don't know. And now my hairs are not even fine anymore. I used to have like fine hair, like I don't know what to call it. Like it's like
Yeah, thin,
really
thin air.
fucking thick. And you can
Thin.
even see all the new hair. So you can see down here is my old hair. You see the difference? And up here is
Wow.
like my thick, curly new hair. Like I don't even know. So I need to cut it off, but I don't want to cut it that short already. But like all of this is new hair. This is crazy. All of this is new hair. And it doesn't even have the same texture. It's like two different people's
Right.
hair on my head. And my
Right.
eyebrows grow out like skin. I have no fucking wrinkles. Literally, I have no wrinkles. I turned 40 this year. And yeah,
So,
I have no
oh,
ache. I train MMA now. Training
mm-hmm.
MMA when you have pain in every joint is not possible, let's just say. And now I train MMA every day.
Facts. Facts.
So
Now,
that's
this
the
is
main
something that you take
molecule.
every day.
Yes. So we have different molecules again. So all the other products, like right now, I'm drinking these two products. So both of that, everything we do has Acemannan. So the one I just talked about is in every single product we have. Then we add on
Gotcha.
other things. Like this one has Acemannan and ashwagandha. So it calms down my very fast thinking brain. And what the Acemannan does for the ashwagandha, so Acemannan makes the other molecules operate even better than they do alone. which is why we put them in everything. You can also buy the Acemannan by itself. We have medical grade products and then lifestyle products. So if you want to have the most potent thing, you want to buy them like the way they are. This one is our new detox product. So it detoxes like heavy metals and parasites and stuff. I have nothing. I've done tests for everything. I have not a trace in my body. So this one has Acemannan. It also has our other molecule, which is our top two most known one, betalins. Betalins reduces cellular inflammation in the body by 47%. And I believe we are legally and scientifically allowed to say 47%. But I've been taking a little bit more than a serving a day. And I used to have, like I said before, this itis stuff going on in my body. And itis means inflammation, if somebody doesn't know that. My
Right.
inflammatory marker in my body is almost zero. So I would like to say that it sounds like it's more than 47% to me. But, that's just my theory.
Now, taking these products,
Mhm.
um, how do you need to eat? Clean fruits, vegetables, juicing. What's the best way to get maximum benefit from taking these products and not you know uh, messing up the nutrient value of it?
Very good question. So everybody in the world need to understand that a not healthy lifestyle causes the health issues you're dealing with in the first place. So if you're not eating clean or you're using a lot of chemicals and all this stuff, that is what is causing everything. Autoimmune diseases, cancer, allergies, you name it, it's coming from your lifestyle. It doesn't come. Some people might hate me now. I don't believe in genetics. That's bullshit. You can have a genetic deficiency, but you don't get cancer just because your mom had cancer. You get cancer because you live like your mom. Okay? That's why you get it. If you don't live like every woman in my family, both sides have had cancer. I'm never gonna have cancer
Right.
because I don't live like any of them. Um, and even well, that's a sad story. But my stepsister had stage 4 leukemia last year, also. So, but either way, so yes, healthy living is important. But what I would like to point out, because I'm sure people out there they're like, I don't train, and I kind of eat fast food, and like I don't know, like I can try to eat healthy, but like it's hard. Yes, but the cool thing about the product is so Ace Madden in itself has every nutrient your body needs. It has every single nutrient your body needs. So technically, people are like fasting. If you take this product, I just fasted for 4 days for the red moon. I don't get hungry. I don't lose energy. Nothing. First time I fasted, yes, it was kind of rough, but like I do it a lot. I fast a lot. I don't lose any muscle or anything whatsoever. But I still take the products when I fast. So I believe that technically and realistically, and this is just my own theory, but do you actually have to eat it all? When you really think about it, you have to be on very high spiritual level to like fully be able to do such a thing. But technically, if you think about it, why would you need to eat if you already have all the nutrients you need?
So,
But the Ace Manon, it regulates your blood sugar. So let's say that you are that kind of person. You're like, oh my God, I love cookies. I eat cookies every day. I don't know if I can stop eating cookies. You know what? Keep doing your thing, start taking the product, and then you tell me how much of your cravings are still left. Because it regulates your blood sugar, not to say you would never want a cookie again, but you're probably going to start feeling differently about it. Also, parasites. If people don't know that, parasites, they attach to your brain, or They can make you think things that are not your thoughts. For example, that you should be eating shitty things because parasites feed off of shitty food and sugars.
right.
So that you could be dealing with parasites. They're actually making you eat bad, or you could be having blood sugar imbalances and whatever. So if we regulate blood sugar and we detox you, I believe that you're actually going to start making better choices. So yes,
100%.
you should absolutely have a better lifestyle, but also Ace Manon and the beta lens, it energizes your cells. So think about this. Let's say you wake up in the morning, oh, you're kind of fucking tired, and you're like, shit, I need to drink a coffee to even like go about my day. You drink the coffee, and I feel shitty, and I'm hurting. Like I'm gonna skip the gym because my wrist hurts, and I'm kind of tired, right? But imagine waking up, and this doesn't happen in one day. Let me point that out. It's different for everybody. For some people, yes, it happens in days, and that's incredible for them. For me, it took about 2 months to get there. But imagine you waking up in the morning, you're like, oh, I feel good. You know what? I don't need coffee today because I'm already energized. Like, screw that. You know what? Look at that. Like, the weather looks like maybe I should go to the gym because I feel pretty good today. Do you not think you're going to make better choices if you wake up like that? Not
Hmm.
tired, not needing the coffee to get out of bed. Do you not think you're going to now automatically want to maybe do something today? Maybe take a walk at least? And then maybe eat a little better because you don't have the cravings and you not don't feel like you just want to lay in the bed all day. So I think regardless of what state, and I've been a holistic coach for so long, this is like a game changer for me because trying to push a person that doesn't feel good to go to the gym is fucking impossible, you know? But
Right.
if you wake up
100%.
feeling much better, I'm not going to have to force you. You're probably just going to be like, yeah, I can do that.
True.
So
True
it's a game
that.
changer for coaches. We have a lot of coaches working with it. And I think all coaches out there should do that. Give it to your client and then just watch the mood of your client. Watch like how they talk and act. Do you not see more joy in their eyes? Like it's incredible, and most people you can integrate it. It has no toxicity whatsoever and it can't interfere with anything. So if somebody's on medication, yes, you take it with your medication. You can even show it to your doctor. We have 700 peer studies, 30 years of science proof, like whatever floats their boat. Do they want studies, peer studies, testimonies? What do they want? We have everything. And I've never heard of a doctor. I had heard of doctors saying no, but that's typically before they actually look at it, what it is. So I had a man with bone marrow cancer. He was in the hospital for blood transfusions. They told him he was going to die, blah, blah, blah. Let's just say his body started producing blood again. He was feeling so much better. He went to the hospital and he said, I need to bring my bottle in for the blood transfusion. And the doctor said, no, you can't bring this in. It doesn't come from us. You're only allowed to take our medication. And he got kind of mad at the doctor. He's like, no, I'm going to fucking keep. He's like, Maaxx, I almost started a fight. He said, eventually the doctor said, fine. He looked at it and he was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. You can take that. So it's not, I just think we need to be a little bit more hard on the doctor doesn't rule you. You're the boss here. You're going to them. So make them fucking look at it. They won't turn you down if they know what it is, unless they're literally like the owner of big pharma. Yeah, they might do it, but they're not going to do that. We even work with, we're not allowed to say publicly, but we work with the biggest hospital in the country. They integrate our product together with chemotherapy. And we have a cancer doctor. She is working very, 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 very hard to try to get to the point where the hospital would do this instead of chemotherapy. That's going to be a process. It's not something that happens overnight, as you guys probably might understand, because Big Pharma makes a lot of money. But things are changing this year. We have some very big news coming out in about a month. But uh, I know, and it's everybody's choice, but if you are dealing with the big C and all this good stuff, you don't need to do radiation or chemotherapy. You don't need to do it. Then if that's your choice, I mean, you do what you got to do, but what people need to understand is when you do chemotherapy, you kill your immune system. So what the Acemannan helps do is to not completely destroy the immune system. So chemo here, Acemannan here. Chemo only, you have no immune system. Now you might, like my grandmother, she had breast cancer like 5 times or something. The last time she got cancer free, caught a cold, died because she has no immune system anymore. So a lot of people don't die from the cancer; they actually die from other stuff because they don't have an immune system anymore. So the
Right.
Acemannan helps boost the immune system. So if you don't do chemo, like your immune system can be here. You do chemo, yeah, it's not going to be up there anymore, but at least it's not going to fucking be down there either. So yes, integrative health is huge. That's something a lot of people do, and a lot of people start the product with their medication and then slowly but surely stop the medications because eventually they're just not going to need it. So we have one really cool story. There was a guy that had stomach cancer. They had to cut out a piece of his stomach. The doctors gave him medications and said, you're going to take this for the rest of your life, blah, blah, blah. He texted me after like, I don't know, a month. He's like, Maaxx, the doctor took me off the medication today, thanks to Acemannan. And I'm like, yep. He was like, this is
Nice.
crazy. I was like, yep.
Nice. Nice. So, is there one um product, or should you buy a bundle?
It all depends on each person. I would say this: if somebody's able to buy a bundle, that's
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. There are bundles we have that will cover everything in your life. You don't need anything else basically. But let's say
Gotcha.
you're starting, you're like, I'm on a tight budget. I think that when people start to realize what this replaces for you, they're gonna loosen up a lot of money to buy more, let's just say, because usually they're like, yeah, I can only afford one product, so start with one product. That's fucking great. And then once you stop going to the doctor and stop taking medication or stop doing hair extensions for $1,000 every 6 weeks, you're probably gonna afford more product. Like depending on what, or like skincare routines, Botox, you know what that shit costs. There's I used to spend so much money on my nails and my hair. Like I don't pay any money for my nails and hair anymore, or Botox either, for that matter.
Right. All right. Okay. All right.
But if somebody wants to start just one thing, and I can actually pull it up and show it, depending on, so there's really two different items I would suggest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so okay, say you're a strict budget, you can only do one thing. Anyone can feel free to ask me. So these are the two products. This is Immune, which has the medical grade Acemannan, and this is Limitless, which has medical grade Betalins. So boost immune system and increase stem cell production, and this one reduces cellular inflammation. I mean, both of them do more things than that, but these are like the main things. So if you are dealing with something like I did, with a lot of inflammation in the body, I would start with Limitless. If you know that I am super, super inflamed and that is my main concern, I would start with this. Anything else, start with this. If you can do both of these, that's the magic duo for everything, I would say. Balance here balances your hormones, which is kind of a big thing in the world too, men and women. We're on the mission to try to get TRT to not be used because hormone therapy has side effects. Mother Nature does not.
100%.
So
Cool.
that's really it. But yeah, it's absolutely like if you can only start with one thing, you're absolutely going to still get results.
And the servings last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days.
Oh, thanks for asking that. That's a great question. So the bottle, the immune comes in small and big, so it's 1 or 2 months, or family size if you're sharing with somebody. We call it the family size, I think. The limitless is for 1 month. If you take regular serving, normally on a regular day, like I will take normal serving, not a big deal. But I train MMA, so about maybe 1.5 months ago, I torn my hip. So it was
Mm.
pretty bad. Let's just say I didn't walk. It was extremely painful. And I went to we have like a doctor's office in the gym for the fighters here. So I go to the guy and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm almost like, you touch me, I'm almost crying. And I can take a lot of pain, trust me. I go
Ouch.
in and he's like, you have you have a tear in your hip. And I was like, oh my God, like how? And he was like, okay, let's book a bunch of sessions. We got to fix this. I go in for 2 days in a row. I took 12 servings. No, sorry, 12 pills. So one serving is 2 pills. So I took 12, meaning 6 servings. 6 servings of Immune and 3 servings of Limitless for 2 days in a row. Third day back to training and didn't have to go back to the guy. So,
Wow.
could you take more? Absolutely. If you're dealing with, like now, a lot of people got flu, COVID, norovirus, all this stuff.
Yeah.
One time overnight, take 12 Ace Man and 6 Beta Lens and tell me tomorrow morning you didn't wake up without that. That's where that extra bottle backup at home is very good to have. So injuries or sickness or something, yes, you can't overdose this. We have no toxicity. So with Immune and Limitless, it's like this. So Ace Mannan, if you take, let's say just go extreme. Let's say you pop the entire bottle in a day. Like you would never do that. But let's say theoretically, you ate the whole bottle. It's fine. The body uses 98% of Acemannan. So if it goes to your gut first, you have 80%, about 70 to 80% of your immune system in your gut. So it goes to your gut first. But let's say your gut had enough. It got everything it needed. The Acemannan will be put somewhere else, like maybe in your hair or somewhere else. So the body will use it no matter what. The beta
Right.
lens, though, a little different. So if let's say when I was super inflamed and I hurt myself and I took 6 of them, my body needed it. But if you take too much, you are going to go to the bathroom and it's going to be red. So if you
Gotcha.
pee or poop red, you know you took a little bit too much. So all that happened was your body get rid of it. That's
Right.
kind of a good, like, for some people they're like, can I just take like extra servings every day because I just want to? I'm like, yeah, you can. You will know if you go to the bathroom and it's red, you can cut down on your serving size.
Yeah.
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 So
Makes
that's really
sense.
it. You can give it to little, like my friends would give it to her little baby. She was 9 months old. I think she gave her, she had hand, foot, mouth actually. So she gave her, I think, one of each, which is half a serving, and that kicked it off in 3 days. And then now I think she just gives her, I don't know, maybe like half a pill or so it's a capsule. You can just open and pour it on whatever. For your doggies too, we have so many cute dog stories where
Mm.
like my friend Joel, his dog has parvo a while ago, so we gave him that, and 4 days later he was fine, and we thought we lost him. I'm not gonna lie, we thought we lost him. There was no life in him, but we only gave him one of each pill plus like some charcoal and golden seal and whatever. And yeah,
Mm.
4 days later, perfectly fine, like a new dog.
Good stuff.
But if somebody's curious about serving size, they can always hit me up. But just know in your mind, you can't overdose it. It's not, nothing's gonna happen if you take too much, and you can
Right.
kind of like test it out. I just typically say if something super extreme happens, like pop like 10 or 12, because why the fuck not? And hopefully it's just gone tomorrow. Because I don't think, like, if you just take, like, let's say you take 10 a day all the time, I just don't think you're gonna need that. That's just a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think
Gotcha.
your body's gonna need that.
Gotcha.
We
Makes
definitely
sense.
have people that do it though. We actually, well, we have some stories, and I do not agree with this. I know some people that are taking an extremely high dosage and not living super healthy, and it kind of makes up for it. I don't think that's a good way to do it. And
Yeah.
still, their blood panels and stuff are showing up like very good.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't know if that's like a great way
The
to do it
best way.
though. But
Right.
hey, everyone to themselves.
True. True.
But I did so I did blood panel recently, and I'm gonna redo it again in 2 months, and then I'm gonna have my holistic doctor come on live with me and go through the whole blood panel with me for people, so he can explain exactly what they mean. And then I did my parasite test, heavy metal test, chemical test, inflammatory marker, and brain scans. So Monday I go live with a brain lady to go through my brain scan to show what this one did for my brain, which is super cool. In 20 minutes, it turns off all hyperactivity.
Okay.
So I actually drink it for training now, because my coach will tell me when I get too excited, I get sloppy.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
that's it. But we also have actually, which I told you about, we have an athlete program, like a sponsored athlete program. So if somebody is like an athlete or a coach or a big influencer of some sort, you don't have to have a social media for this. If you're any sort of coach or something and work with a lot of people, then you can
Right.
apply to sponsorship, and you get a bunch of product for free. So basically, you only need to order like a month's supply, and you get probably close to like 5 months supply.
Nice.
Because I also want to
Okay.
point out that anyone who starts this, if you don't want to commit to 90 days, like I just like do you will have results. We have a money back guarantee. So like just fucking do the time. Don't think just because you saw one video online of some fucker getting rid of their shit in 5 days doesn't mean everybody has that, you know? Like
Correct. Yeah.
you need to go through, because you also have to understand, if you've been sick for like 30 years, you're not going to be fully well tomorrow. Like it doesn't
Right.
happen that fast. It happens quickly though, considering circumstances. But if we
Right.
have people that are like in months, they're completely like well from shit they had for 40 years, which is mind blowing when you think about it. You've been treating your body shitty for that long. So it can definitely take a little bit of time. It doesn't for everybody. And most people do notice something their first month. It's very rare. I've heard a few cases that, like my own mom, actually, she didn't feel anything the first months at all. But most people do feel some sort of positive experiences the first month. Just
Right.
to kind of like, okay, something is going on. This is nice. Let's keep going.
100%. 100%.
And if somebody wants to, like, if somebody likes to read research, I have this link I can send to people. So we've gathered like all the studies, and just to kind of show, what these are not studies made by us. Like, we have our own type of people. Oh my God, does it always have to do this? I have boards. Why does it say this? It always says this. I literally have, okay, fuck it. Hold on. Okay, now we're in it. Okay. So either way, whatever. Where am I? Burning out. Okay, so in here, if I send you this link and you read, so if you go down here, these are studies. So let's say I click gut inflammation. Okay, this is PubMed website owned by the government. It's not like we made the study up. These are public studies made by scientists of all kinds, and every single thing, like, let's say you have thyroid issues, you can click on thyroids here and read studies about thyroids. So there is whatever case somebody has. You have allergies, absorption issues, bone health. This is massive. This is good for me. Like, I broke most bones in my body. It was kind of shitty. So there are
Mm.
studies on basically everything. And something else I want to show is, actually, we have won cancer awards. Wait, is it this one here? In 2019, we won a Dream for a Cure Cancer Research Foundation. We won an award for we have a product that is called Entourage that has Acemannan and CBD, and it's shown incredible results in people with cancer. And it doesn't have to be the CBD. Like, people can do the CBD or the Pure Immune, but yes, we have some crazy results on that. And that's like a very big thing. I don't know how many people I know that had cancer recently, or this goes outside of all of this, but this is why I want to talk about mental health. But I have heard of so many people committing suicide the last couple of weeks. A lot of things are
Mm.
going on. I don't know if people know what the Schumann resonance is. Like, they measure the frequency of the world and the consciousness. And like, we have the red moon and things are happening. And a lot of people are kind of going crazy. And please don't commit suicide. If you feel some type of way, or you're feeling what I do, if you feel like energy, like weird energy is shooting through your body, please don't freak out. Please just learn how to use it, because there's nothing to be afraid of. And I have 3 friends in the last weeks that told me they have heart palpitations. And I said, you don't have heart palpitations. It's energy. Would you like to know how to move it? So 2 of them listened and none of them got it again. I just said, basically, the video I showed people before about releasing trauma, it's kind of similar. So if you feel the energy, all you need to do, and all you need to do, now it sounds easier said than done. Again, practice makes perfect. You can gather the energy and move it out to your hands, for example. People have heard about Qigong and stuff. Qi is energy.
Actually,
I when I used to get heart palpitations when I was young. I just don't believe in the medical system, so it didn't freak me out. But nowadays, when it starts in my stomach. So it almost feels like electricity is shooting through my stomach. And what I do is I
mm.
take it, I move it out in my arms, I put it in my hands, and then you can do things with it. It's really cool. Move fire and smoke. You can energy heal people. It's, yeah. Please don't freak out, people. You don't need to kill yourself. Please don't do that. You're fine. Nothing's wrong with you. It's actually, we're meant to be able to do these things. They just didn't tell you about it.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So I just want people out there to know you're not crazy. You're not weird. There's more of us. We're everywhere.
That is very true.
And if you're stressing about money, hit Cedric up here and fix your credit and get loans and credit card.
Yes,
I mean, it's
let's
kind of
definitely have
shitty
those
that
conversations.
you're at the point where you can't even get a credit card. Like, it kind of sucks. So if he can help you fix your credit, now you can get a credit card. If that's what you
Yeah,
want, everyone to themselves.
that's true. Let's get it done,
And
people.
when my credit, so how low do I need to get my credit for you to think it makes sense for us to do something about this?
Oh boy, I gotta look
It,
at your credit report and
I
see
want to
what
make a
you what.
project out of it. Like I want to make a project out of it, kind of. So it's changed since you last saw it, because you saw it last time and there was like nothing on it. I think there's probably something there now. It probably should be something on there now, considering what
Okay.
I've been doing. There should be something there.
All right, we may pull it from like the free bureaus. They just go to the bureaus and set up an account and see if what's
Yeah.
on there
Well, I
now.
actually still have that account you told me to set up because I never canceled it.
Oh, you didn't? Okay,
I don't
we
care
can
about
always.
money, so I'm just like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Because you
I,
can't cancel it on the website. You have to call, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I could call for you. I
No, no,
mean, if you
it's okay.
just let me know. I got a back office team there that I could call and say,
Oh,
hey,
you
cancel that
do?
account.
Okay, well, maybe actually, let me just log in now after and check. What is it called again? My IQ something.
My score IQ.
My score IQ. Okay, I'm gonna download it after we go off here
Okay.
and see where it's at and see if there's something interesting on there now.
Yeah, I'm interested in knowing what's on there now.
Yeah,
If there's something.
yeah, I'm actually very interested now too. Oh, so funny story. The little side note before we jump off, but so I started doing the debt discharge, right? So there's a little bit of a
Yeah.
process, like a legal process, which is going to be a whole other part, not for today. But the funny thing is, so when you start these processes, so the first thing you get from the companies are rejection, right? They're like, no, you're wrong, we're right. Okay, cool. You keep going, and then fast forward, these companies have tried to call me every day. Every day I have a voice message or an email saying, hi, we value our customers' concern. Please call us back so we can find a solution. I'm like, okay. And then one of the companies sent me a letter a couple of days ago and said, we're willing to remove half of your debt. Half? I said, no, you're going to remove all of it. I mean, so
Yeah.
these are bills. So this is different from what he does. I do debt discharge on a bill. He goes into credit report. So this is a little different. So they said we would
That's
basically
true.
remove half of the bill. And I was like, no, I'm following through with all of this. Like but you see, I bet there are so many people that somehow learn it and they stop halfway because either they
Yes.
get scared or they just
Yeah.
accept the offer. I'm like, no,
Yes.
we're not doing that. I
Yes.
know I'm right. Like I have
Yeah.
read these laws so many times, and what I'm
Yeah.
about to do now is I'm gonna make my own little pocket book and like carry with me in my bag at all times that has all the laws. So if I ever get
Mm.
questioned, here.
Got it right
Because
there.
you don't want to carry around a law book. That's ridiculous. So you only need to
Yeah.
know the laws that apply to this specific thing, obviously.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's super interesting. And honestly, I'm Swedish, so English is not my first language. My English is good, but I don't know all words in English, and I definitely don't know complicated language in English, if that makes sense. So
Makes
what I
sense.
did was I read the laws, and I understand a lot. Like it's not like super long, paragraph long laws. But there was still certain little pieces that I was like, I'm not fully sure what it means. So I put it in ChatGPT, and this is where ChatGPT is good. And I said, please translate this to a child's book. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to release this book. This is genius.
Mm.
So he will tell you, you have an apple and your friend wants to take your apple. Like they do it like that. And I was like, oh my God, it must take some time. Well,
Interesting.
he's the government and he wants to take your apple. you know, it's super interesting.
Interesting.
That's something that needs to be available for all children in the new world.
Definitely. Definitely. I like that though. I like that.
Very. Well, either way, I hope that next time we go on, maybe you have an Acemannan experience. I'm hoping. And
Most
maybe we
definitely.
have
Yeah.
some, well, we'll see about my credit thing, but I would like to. And I don't know if we do it again. If you have like a field case or we ask Achilles or something, maybe we can show something kind of.
Yeah. I can do that. I
Yeah,
could put that together
I think
from a
people
few
like to do
people.
that.
Yeah. I can definitely
And
do that.
other than
Make
that,
that
do you
happen.
have any other questions?
No other questions. That was good. That
Perfect.
was good for me. Until the next time.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on, and I hope you enjoy your. What is today? Is it Saturday? It's Saturday.
Today's Saturday. I was
I don't even know.
I was at Apple all day. Something as simple as getting my phone fixed turned out to saying, "Oh, we're
Oh
just gonna give you a new
God.
phone." It's
Yeah.
like,
I don't even, in a way, I don't even want to like support Apple, to be honest. Oh my God, that's another fucking story. So, if somebody on here knows about debt discharge, again, if you don't know, you probably don't understand what I'm saying right now. But if you do know about debt discharge, so Apple does not have real bills. And I think they have do that for a reason, because they don't want you to be able to do this, because obviously Elon Musk knows about all the people in that power know what we're doing. And trust me when I say they're utilizing it. And trust me when I say that the people up there highly doubt they're paying bills and taxes and shit the way we do. There's no way, you know?
yeah,
Either way, so Apple doesn't have real bills. So I contact them and I ask for a bill, like an actual bill to be sent out. And they send me the same bullshit. So I kind of just changed it a little bit to myself to become an actual real bill. And then I submitted it, and then they've been calling me every day, and they even offered to talk about a solution now. So it worked. Somehow it worked. So if somebody does need
nice.
and doesn't know what to do about Apple, I might have, again, it hasn't gone fully through yet. So I don't want to like jump ahead here,
Jinx it.
but they have
Yeah,
been reaching out to me to discuss a solution for my request. So it's looking bright.
you found a loophole.
Yeah. I mean, you got to try. The worst thing that can happen is that they reject you,
That's it.
and they're going to have to put some work into that because,
Yeah, that is correct. That they because they already know
yeah,
you're already three quarters there, so they're trying to say, "Oh, we got to put a stop to this
yep.
immediately."
And again, I think if somebody hasn't read the book, Think and Grow Rich, it's a book. It's a very good book, but I guess you're not really supposed to say what the book is about, because it's supposed to be like, if you're ready to see the message, you will see it. If you're not, you won't. But
Right.
basically, no matter what you are doing in life, no matter what your goal is, no matter what your project is you're working on, never give up and you will succeed.
That's
if
correct.
you if you don't give up, you will succeed. You can't fail if you don't give up. So like
That's
when I
correct.
started the debt discharge, I know already that I will succeed in it.
Yeah,
Maybe it takes longer than I thought. Honestly, I haven't even thought of a time period. I just know it I just know I did it already.
yeah, you're doing it. Yeah, it's done.
And actually, how it all started was I bought a house. I manifested a house in December of 2023. I manifested a house. I said, my manifestation was I bought my dream house and it's completely paid off. That was my manifestation. I didn't even
All
have
right.
the money for the down payment or anything. Nothing. Well, I actually did first, but I ended up having to, or not having to. I ended up paying something for two people that I love that were very bad in need, in ways that yeah, I ended up doing something, and I was like, yeah, that was my down payment, but okay, whatever. I found the house, signed the papers. 2 weeks later, I had the down payment. Can't even explain to you how, but I did. And also, which my real estate agent has never seen in her entire career, the owners of the house paid all my closing costs, and they offered it. She called me one day. She's like, Maaxx, I don't know what just happened, but the owners of the house, not only did they pick you because other people wanted the house, they also said they were going to pay the closing costs. Like, I didn't even ask for that. She's like, I don't even know. I don't even understand. She said, I'm confused, but that's great. And I was like, oh, wow, nice. Like,
It, it,
weird things can happen, guys, when you
it,
trust the universe. So I get my house, and then I moved in. I was like, okay, well, I bought my dream house and it's completely paid off. A couple of months later, I moved to Albuquerque and find out about debt discharge. So I can discharge my entire mortgage. So here's the thing, I didn't know how the paid off part was going to come. Was it going to come in the form of money or in another way? That's why I tell people you need to stop thinking like they teach you to think. Because also, my friend Joel, he manifested a motorcycle, and a couple of weeks later, he got a free Harley Davidson. So you guys need to understand that you don't need money for everything. If Here's the thing, if you learn how to manifest, if money is needed for your manifestation, they will be there. But you have to stop questioning how it will come to you.
True.
That's what I
True.
think people are like. One of my first phone calls with one of my spirit guides, she just said, Maaxx, what's your purpose? My purpose is to save every child on the planet. She said, do you think that you have any sort of limitation? Do you have any limitation like that would prevent you from doing that? I said, no. She said, good. What do you need to save every child on the planet? And I don't remember my answer, but I probably said something about money. And she said, why would you stop halfway? She said, why do you need the money to save the kids? Why don't you just save them? Why are you stopping halfway? I was like, oh my God, she's right. So if you want to manifest, or call it whatever you want, I like to call it manifest. If you
Yeah.
manifest a house, stop manifesting the money for the house. Manifest the fucking house. You have it already. Stop. Oh my God, I need $500,000. No, shut the fuck up. What do you need $500,000 for? Manifest the
Right.
end goal instead.
Right.
Like,
I like,
and if
like that.
you are sick, let's say you have cancer, stop manifesting the cure, manifest your healed body. Like, these are just example. Like, you have to go a little further in your thinking than you typically do. People go like, oh
Right.
my God, I have to make $10,000. Why do you need $10,000? Tell me what you're gonna do with it, and let's go
Yeah.
there instead.
Yeah. Yeah. True. That
And
makes sense.
because if you, let's say you train lift weights. We'll say we lift weights. If you want to set a record of 100 pounds for something, whatever it is, why don't you set the goal for 120 instead? Instead of you
Right.
setting the goal for 100 and reaching 90, if you get it 120, maybe you do 110. So with everything in life, just go reach a little higher than you think, and don't stop too early. I hope that makes
True.
sense. But it
True.
works. So, like, never in a
True.
million years did I expect myself to be able to discharge my mortgage. I just knew it was going to be paid off. That's all. That's all I need to know. However, that was going to work is irrelevant.
Right. Right. That makes sense.
And
I
that's
like that.
probably also why I'm attracting people such as yourself, because all of this goes together in what I manifested. I manifest up there. Like, I didn't walk around manifesting credit repair. Like, you know
Right.
what I manifest
True.
way up there, and then the tools are just coming to me.
Right. Exactly. That makes sense. Focus on the end goal and not just the money.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Either
I
way.
like that.
Okay. Now we dragged out on it. I always do. But
Love it.
thank you so much, and I hope you have a very good
Thank
night.
you.
I will talk to you
You do.
soon, and I'm gonna log
No
in and
doubt.
check credit.
All right. No doubt. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, that was awesome. That was Cedric, and we have Saturday. Now, actually, the Instagram live is gonna work too, because now it's just me. When I have a guest, it kind of cuts it in the middle, like you guys can see, and then you can't really see what the hell we're doing. Uh, but we're gonna do more about this stuff. So actually, I'm just gonna stay on for a little moment. But if somebody wants to check it out, this is the website, commonlawcourt.com. You guys just go in and do some reading. So if you create an account, it's free. You can also go in and read some information that isn't just openly on the site. But you can go in and do your applications, and you can even read here, like, so you can get your own passport and everything. You can go in and read here about the laws and all the good stuff, all the good stuff. So I highly suggest go and start checking that out. There's obviously a lot of information about this kind of stuff, but I'm just starting to cover it a little bit. So, like, some credit repair, some national citizenship, some debt discharge, whatever. Like, I'm gonna cover more, and there's actually, I don't know. I think everyone that I know of that shows stuff publicly gets shut down, because obviously The credit repair, apparently, I didn't know you could get certified in it. But like the debt discharge, don't think you can Google how to do debt discharge and it's just going to tell you. Like, that's not how it works. You're obviously not supposed to meant to know how to do this. But yeah, it's good stuff. Either way, I want to jump up back to this book. I kind of want to do like a walkthrough of this book or something on here. Like I'm only like 7 pages in. I kind of want to go back and read more because I am just very impressed with this book already. And I mean, I want to connect with entities. That is something I am working on. And I also have a live next week, a little bit about some other good stuff. But I'll keep you guys posted. I kind of just do these lives now, not so planned out, which I'm going to keep doing. But I will keep doing them several times a week unless I travel. I am going to travel some in April. So then I won't be on here as much. But yes, actually, why is the Instagram not like going back to where it should be? Oh, there. Okay. Okay. I also baked some brownies. I baked my own brownies. They're so good. I'm about to eat them all. I don't really have like a. I'm like carnivore and vegan and fasting. I do it all. It works well for me. Mm. So yeah, mixing. I'm drinking the Fix and the Core. On Monday, I go live with Mindy, who works with the brain. We did a brain scan on me a little while ago. So we're gonna go through the brain scan, kind of explain what happened and why and whatnot. So I've been drinking a lot more Fix since we did that. Cheryl, very good information. I need to know how to debt discharge. Yes. So the debt discharge is very interesting, let's just say. So if you guys want to know about debt discharge, also know that there's a lot you need to know and understand to do it. There's a lot of information to go through and read and to know what the hell's going on, basically. So yeah, I'm pretty deep down on it, and I will be talking more about it. But it's not like I know you can buy guides. Like I bought a guide. So okay, actually, go back in time. When I first started, I bought a guide online. So I bought this guide, how to debt discharge. Also, the person that sold the guide told me, "Hey, don't just follow the step by step in the guide and just like and think that's going to work. Like you have to understand how and why and what you're doing because every scenario is not going to be exactly the same, right?" So I started reading laws. Like I actually fasted for 3 days and read all the laws because when your body doesn't have to put energy on digesting, all the good energy is up in your mind and you can think better and clearer, which is why one reason why fasting is really good, for example. You can also drink, obviously, our focus product. That will help too. But I do think these things in combination with fasting is incredible. So I went through all the laws, read everything, like understanding. I can't say that I know all the laws by heart in and out. That's why I want to have this little guide with me at all times in my bag so I can pull it up because I'm not going to remember. It's a lot of information. But yeah, if people want to do it, you definitely start going down the rabbit hole. I do suggest everybody to go to commonlawcourt.com and start checking that out because that is a step in that direction of all this stuff. But yeah, there's a lot to it. And right now, I'm only, so there are different levels to debt discharge, right? You can just discharge the bill. Boom, that's one thing. Then there are more layers to it. You can actually start making interest on your debt. Yada, 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 yada. Like there's a lot to it. And eventually, when you start to understand, I'm on this step right now. I want to know this in and out to go to the next because you can start making interest on your debt, meaning you have a growing wealth forever, let's just say. And this is how I believe a lot of the very rich people in the world, that's how they have generational wealth. Jeebus, that word. For their children and grandchildren and whatever, because they understand this kind of stuff, right? I also do, we had a little bit of crypto talk the other day. I do not really believe in money. I believe in assets. One of the most valuable things to understand is how to survive, how to heal yourself, how to be healthy, how to have a strong body, how to have an immune system that can fight any and all disease. If this electricity shutdown shit happens that they're talking about, they're gonna shut down everything. How many of you guys are gonna be fine? Let's say they shut down all of this and you get sick. What are you gonna do? Can you heal yourself? And do you have an immune system that is strong enough to not get sick in the first place? So if you really think about it, everything shuts down and you cannot no longer go to a doctor. Are you going to be fine? And you can no longer have food. Are you going to be fine? How long can you go without food and still be fully functional, for example? These are questions we need to know. Do you know how to get food if you have to? Do you know how to clean your own water? Because trust me when I say if shit goes down, you don't have water either. So what are you going to drink? So like these are things we need to think about, and it's crazy to say, but that's the fucking world right now. So you need assets and resources and skills and also a very strong body to be okay if shit goes down. Do you guys know what I'm saying? So yeah, this type of stuff, and like have assets. Like assets can be what, like food sources, water cleaning system. Can you transport yourself if there are no gas stations? Do you know how to hunt? Can you use a weapon? Like all this kind of stuff. Or like they say, if the, and this is really real, like Trump even said it out loud, and they've been saying it for decades, that at some point all the electricity is going to go out, meaning all the prisons and everything will open. There'll be crazy people in the street that are probably going to try to find food and shelter and water, and maybe they'll come attack you because they don't give a fuck. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but you still got to think this way. What do you do if some crazy person comes attack you? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I found a video online that was kind of good actually. So this guy said, okay, so let's say when this happened, let's say you start a fire, right? Because you need to be hot because you live somewhere where it's very cold. This fire, now everyone can see it. Now you're going to attract a bunch of crazy people coming to your fire. I'm like, yeah, these are good points, These are very good points. So there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. I want to do another episode, and I've been saving down videos of a lot of crazy stuff. Like for example, the cancer vaccine they're talking about. I mean, like, what in the fudge? Is anyone gonna fall for this bullshit? I can't even. I can't even with people. And the scary thing is there are probably going to be people that fall for the crap. And like, yeah, I'm gonna get a cancer vaccine. I'm like, okay, you're a fucking idiot. The vaccines are causing the diseases in the first place. And they're also saying that, which, here's the thing. These things, I don't know if they're facts. Is the cancer vaccine going to make people sick and kill them? Yes, that's a fact. Like, we know that vaccines kill. That's not like a conspiracy thing. Those are facts. And if you don't believe in that, I mean, go do your own research. There is plenty of research on that. Speaking of vaccines also, I'm going to pull up another thing. So, hold on one second. Let me see. So, I don't know if you guys know, but if you are vaccinated or something, you have spiked proteins in your body. And you can even have it if you're shedded on. Shedded on means you're around somebody that is vaccinated and then get shedded on and get health issues from basically just being around people that are vaccinated. So I'm just typing some shit in here. Actually, this was no. Okay, I don't know where I found it. I gotta find that later. But there is proof that Acemannan helps the body detox spiked proteins. So we've known it for a long time, but now you can actually find the information online. I'm gonna find the info and put the link in the caption because I can't remember where it was now. But I'm gonna put it there. So definitely get on some Acemannan food technology. You can go to nobloatclub.com and tap on the top of my website. It says Acemannan, boom, it takes you to the products. Guys, just go get healthy, live better, work on your mental health. I have a free guide. I put it in my Instagram story today, a free guide on links, information, meditations, frequency sounds, and a lot of other good stuff. You can use it for free, become a better person, work on your energy. I'm honestly, I feel like if somebody lives in the world right now and you are not spiritual at all, I don't know what planet you live on. Like I really hope because of these microchips and shit they're pushing out. And me and Joss did an episode a little while ago. It is here, episode 21, transhumanism and AI. We're talking about this and actually the agenda. So Joss used to work in politics. He's also been in a vampire cult. He's seen a lot of stuff. He has a lot of information, videos, photos, documents, books, like you name it. If you go and click on that episode or any episode I've done with Joss, I've done a few. So if you go to the caption here, you see all the links. You see all the freaking links. Like there's a lot. If you don't believe shit, like you go do your own research. Like everything is right there. I put everything so you guys can do your own research. You don't have to just take our word. We're just summarizing things. But hey, like go down the rabbit holes, please. So what they're wanting to do, and there are little like different theories about why they do it. That's a different story. But microchipping the brains, that's been going on for a long time. They actually did it back in Sweden, way back in the days. I told my dad once, he thought I was crazy. Then he called me a couple years later and he's like, "You remember that thing you said with the microchips in the brain? It's actually true." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I know they've been doing it for a while." But I believe this. This is my theory about what's going to happen. You can be, here's the thing, some people like to work out and put the work in, and some people have surgery and they're fucking lazy fucks, right? And that's just how it is. Same now. Either you put the work in and you ascend spiritually to another level and you work on your spirituality and your energy and you regain knowledge and power of, like, sorry, knowledge of all the powers that we actually have since we're born or even before we're born, because our energy lives on forever, right? But either way, we have powers, incredible powers. We can alter, move energy. We can heal each other with our hands. We can communicate telepathically. That there's so many things we can do. And you guys just don't even know it. You guys, I'm sure some of you on here know that. But work on that shit, get better at it, put the training in. Just like if you go to the gym every day, do this every day. And then there are the lazy fucks, the people that would pick surgery over hard work. They're going to be like, "Yeah, put a microchip in me. That's great." Because if you microchip yourself, you're going to have all of these powers without putting the work in. But the problem is you have no freedom, which is what I always talk about. Do you want somebody else to own you and do whatever the fuck they want with you? Why the hell would you want that? Why don't you take control and do it yourself? You can have control over those damn powers. So that's the choice you make. This is the choice that's going to be for every living being on this planet, which I believe. You take the route and you do the work and you become extremely powerful, and we all become what we're meant to be, and we have a better world. And then the lazy fucks become fucking robots. Which one are you going to pick? I need to do like a poll thing on this. Do you want to be a fucking robot or do you want to be a superhuman? Like, you pick. Because you can have either or, but you got to start working now, you know? You know those videos about where they have like autistic children and they have some crazy powers? And I think the reason like these autistic children still have a lot of these powers is because they they don't like they are not interacting in the world like we do, and they don't have all these distractions and bullshit, meaning they can still use their powers. The reason why we all lose our powers is because we're so fucking distracted all the time. You're distracted by everything. You're distracted by the media, social media, by fucking looking perfect, and everyone has to look so good, and what are you wearing, and then we're gonna fucking do this, and then oh, sex here, and then the fucking porn there, and then oh my god, wait, well, the little alien, and then they do all these other fucking distractions. Oh my god, now there are aliens over there. They are fucking made by the government. Like, they're not aliens, okay? And then they're releasing some other bullshit, and then we have a fucking pandemic, and then we have, like, what the hell? Just stop. There's too much shit going on. Stop looking at it and just fucking do this and just work on yourself, you know? Do you know that the pandemic was probably my fucking favorite year ever? I lived in Miami, so our lockdown was not very long. It was only a couple of months. But most of that year I spent on doing work on myself, because now I no longer had to fucking please other fuckers. And I put all the work on myself on becoming better and gaining back my powers. And I didn't, it wasn't even planned. It wasn't like, oh, now I'm going to put the work in and regain all my energy powers. Like, I didn't know that's what's going to come with it. But I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. No fucking peoples and distractions. I can just do whatever I need to do. So I actually loved that year. And I had already been working on my health and powers and also my mindset. I don't believe I can get sick. I never got COVID. And I've been very close up with people with COVID, let's just say. And then people said, oh my God, you probably like type, you're like, oh, blood type, and like you're asymptomatic. No, I'm A plus, and that was supposed to be the worst one of all. So fuck, shut up. Like, I don't get sick because I take care of my fucking body and I don't believe that I can get sick. Change your mind, change your reality. But one thing I'm still working on, because haven't been sick in like 15 years, though I have injured myself a lot. So clearly, my homework for myself is start believing you can't break anything. I can't break anything. I can't break anything. I can't break anything. I can't get injured. I can't hurt myself. There we go. So that's my homework for myself. If you are the kind of person that gets sick all the time, maybe you should start saying out loud every day, I can't get sick. I can't get sick. I can't get sick. I can't get sick. Like, your words create your reality, guys. Stop fucking saying that you're broke. Stop fucking saying it. I don't give a fuck if you have $0. Don't walk around saying that you're broke. Every time you tell a person that you're broke, you are making it worse. I don't think people understand this. So, if let's say your friend calls you and they're like, hey, you don't have to do certain things. They say, hey, we want to go out and party. No, I don't want to. You know, you don't have to say, no, I'm broke. Fuck those words. Just don't say that shit. Stop saying that you don't have money. You are literally creating poverty for yourself. And if you don't believe in this shit, I'm sorry, you're just doomed. You must have the shittiest life in the world. Literally. I can't even imagine the misery of people walking around being fucking sick and broke all the time. Change your mindset right now. Doesn't mean you can't be aware of the fact that you are sick right now, but do you think you're going to change it if you never fucking change that shit you're saying? If you are sick, start saying that you're healthy. That's the first step to healing. Also, don't walk around thinking. I had somebody I know who used to go to cancer scans just to make sure. I'm like, you are literally going to give yourself cancer. I'm like, do you feel bad? No, I just want to be sure I don't get it. You're fucking insane. You are literally looking for a problem. Yeah. Well, guys, I love you all, and I'm just here to help. So I'm only doing this because I care. And I'm somebody actually I had a friend who was like had a friend that sent my profile to them and I was like, why is Max so angry? I'm like, angry? No, I'm just intense, right? Sharing information. And I talk the same to everybody. If you're my friend, you know I'm very much straightforward and I will tell you exactly it. I don't kiss ass or none of that shit. I had a friend the other day actually, and I asked her, and I was like, "Do you think that I'm like, you? Do you know that when I'm telling you shit, then I'm being very like straightforward and intense with you? Do you know I do that because I love you?" She's like, "Of course." I'm like, "Okay, good," because I want people to better. I want the same back though. The best friends I have are the ones who have the real conversations and tell me things that can make me better. Though, one thing that the world needs to work on is your emotions. Everything on the planet is based off of people's emotions now. Oh my God, we can't say this because what if somebody feels bad? You can't say anything that sounds racist, or you can't say anything to people with like weird clown genders because what if we hurt their feelings? Oh, fuck you. Fuck your feelings. Just stop basing everything off. You have to learn how to control your feelings. If you feel something about something, do the trauma release video and then we can talk. Okay? Release that bullshit and then get your shit together. Okay? Don't be fucking emotional over shit. Like, you can feel things, don't get me wrong. Something happens, you can feel something, and then this is where the work comes in. Okay, I feel this. Why am I feeling this? Let's pull it out, put back the good, and now we're good. Now we're done. And that's it. Like, cool. It's here's the thing, the more you do, it becomes so simple eventually. So simple. Just like, let's say you go to the gym the first day. Oh my God, it's so difficult, right? And then you go more and more and more and more. Eventually, it gets super easy. Now you're going to have to change your workout because you're not making progress because it's so easy. Same here. Just you get better and better and better. And eventually, you get so good at it. And then you add in more things. And boom! See how quickly we're all going to be superhuman soon? And just manifest and energy heal each other and all the good stuff. And yeah, we'll have no sickness and disease, no big pharma, no FDA, none of that bullshit, no, none of the upper power, no politics. Yeah, that would be a beautiful world. Just nature and good stuff. Okay, I'm going to jump off and new Pure Blood merch. Actually, I launched some. This is the Matrix collection, but I also have a bunch of new stuff. We got the Pure Blood Wears the Tapes, which is connected to Joel's new video. More stuff is coming. Just go following King Bau and Rumble, King Bau TV on Instagram. Check out his stuff. We also have the Shadowban God shirt. We got the Kilo Pedo, Save Kids or Die, Silence is Complicity. These are the most recent ones. Then we get the Pure Blood collection. This is the new one. I'm very happy with this one. I love colors. Do you guys love colors? Somebody was like, is this the LGBTQ shirt? I'm like, go fuck yourself. Yo, did these LGBTQ people come and steal colors from us? Are you high? Those are our colors. Have you ever seen the pictures of the chakras? Let me show you this. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up for you guys. So these are, oh wait, that's not good enough. Wait, there are more chakras. Either way, these are just 7. They're actually, what is it, 11 chakras? Either way, whatever. You get the point. So these are the colors of our chakras. So did the fucking LGBTQ people come and take our fucking colors like our chakras? Fuck them. You know, seriously? Fuck them. If you are LGBTQ, I'm sorry. Maybe you're a good one because there are good ones. But they literally went and took our colors, our chakras, our energy, our fucking aura, and put it on their stupid flag. So now you think that anything with colors is LGBTQ? Like, get your grip of yourself. That's our chakras. We all have them. Every human being have chakras. You have all the colors within you. Somebody's gonna hate me for this fucking thing I read. I'm gonna cut this out to his own video. I don't give a fuck. If you are some type of thing or you like the same gender or you change your gender, you know what? If you're a good person, I love you. It has nothing to do with that. It's the politics without it. They created this whole movement for as a distraction for you guys. So now we start fighting each other. What, as a matter of fact, there's so many wonderful people out there who think different or like other genders or want to change all this stuff, and they're wonderful people. And then they're the fucked up fucking media distraction where people literally join the movement even though they're not even like that. Like, does that make sense? And then people pretend they're fucking hamsters and clowns and skittles and bullshit just to get attention. Like, it's almost like, let's say I meet you on the street and I say, hey, my name is Maaxx, I like dick. And you're like, okay, well, I didn't need to know that. Like, why did you tell me that? Well, I just want to let you know that I like dick. Like, what? It's almost like these people go out there and they're like, please know who I like to fuck. Who the fuck cares? Why do you need to make a movement out of that? Just go live your fucking life and fuck whoever you want. Nobody gives a fuck, okay? Like, it's just ridiculously stupid. Give us back our chakras, okay? I love you all. I love you. Okay. I will be live tomorrow with Joel, King Bau, and Red Pill Threads. That's going to be a fun, cool one. That should be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. That'd be good. Monday, actually, I also might have a live tomorrow with Nikki Ellis. That is the plan. Monday, I have a live with Mindy, who did the brain scan on me. No, wait a second. Nikki is on Monday. Never mind. Tomorrow, Red Pill Threads. Monday, we got Mindy and Nikki. Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday, I have a live early in the day, actually, with a very cool spiritual man. That's going to be super cool. So yeah, I have a lot of lives coming up. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you all. Have a beautiful Saturday night and go do some intergalactic communication meditation and let me know about it.